Hello, welcome to another live stream and another episode of Daily Market Mastery with me, Christian Rauchenwald, on this Wednesday afternoon for me. Markets are opening in 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes. Before we jump into the markets and everything else, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share in this live stream / video is my personal opinion and no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. Besides that, all the tools that I'm using, so the charting software, the broker, the strategy I'm following, and so on, are all linked in the video description down below. And the one thing I recommend, if you haven't done so, is go and check out the Elliott Wave principle, which you can read online for free when you're using the link down below. Now, with that said, today is actually a frustratingly historical day. US elections were held yesterday, and as it turns out, there are apparently close to, I don't know, like at least 80 million morons in the US that decided that they want to have Trump as a president. Yeah, like the consequences of that are going to be seen over the next 4 years. It's really, really hard to grasp for me how there can be that many morons, but they have spoken. So, 1 second, there's a pop-up. Hi, Rai, great to have you here. Okay, there's a discount. Okay, we'll do that then later. Actually, I'm gonna do that real quick. So, no, I'm gonna do it later. So, will expire. Act now. This offer will expire. Okay, so okay, that's still valid for some time. Just a second. I have to take a note. My yearly Motive Wave license is about to expire, so I have to take a note to renew the license, because there is also a 20% discount if I renew it on time. So anyway, firing up Motive Wave now so we can look at the charts. Obviously, we have a slight green starting to the day. It's funny, yesterday actually, so my wife and I also had our 5th wedding anniversary, and we went to watch The World of Hans Zimmer, watch or listen to basically. And and also go for dinner and whatnot, yeah. And while we're talking, actually mentioned that the way the markets look, Donald Trump is supposed to win. Yeah, it's funny if it weren't so sad. Like, yeah, I just can't grasp it, to be honest. Like, it's clear on yeah, like it's black on, or it's like clear on paper that whatever tax plan Democrats had would have helped people that earn less money and ensured they have more money in their pockets, while already the previous tax cut by Donald Trump during his first administration basically only was temporary for citizens but permanent for corporations, meaning big businesses that anyway pay too little in taxes pay even less permanently, where regular people are going to pay more and whatnot. Yeah, like if it's not enough that he is convicted of sexual assault and whatnot, yeah, like it's just frustrating. Honestly, if you support Donald Trump, go touch grass. If you voted for him, congratulations, you screwed not only your country but most of the world for the next couple of years at least. And yeah, we'll all just have to deal with what's coming now. Now, if we get a chart for the Donald J. Trump stock, maybe not. Let's open a new chart tab. Okay, get rid of this one. The daily chart's working. I don't know why the 8-hour chart is not. Yeah. So while, yeah, I mean, still fitting. So either I said on the Donald J. Trump media stock DJT, yeah. Either that's our entire ABC correction, which is possible, and we would go up from here, or which personally I consider the more fitting scenario, this would be wave A, wave B, and now wave C down. Unfortunately, since we don't get the lower timeframes to load, we will not get, or I'm not able to confirm that. So both is or at least right now valid. Either I said 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and we get the next 5 waves up, or we're not done with the correction yet, in which case we would expect, as you can see, to yeah, retrace down, worst case, to this area here. Yeah. Anyway, so I have a bunch of things on my to-do list today. Unfortunately, I also overslept, wasn't able. Okay, my predictions are gone now. What a great day. Wasn't able to get everything done in the morning, and then also the US election results honestly screws more with my mind than it should, considering that I'm not in the US. Yeah. So here our predictions are now gone because I replaced the charts. Maybe they're still there. No, primary analysis empty. Okay, close that. God. Yeah, so we'll have to recreate most of our predictions. How great is that? Yeah, so visually we had in Barnes & Noble Education Inc., we had 5 waves up that then complete basically either they start from here or they start from here, doesn't make a huge difference. And they start from here or here because the low here, 605, is the same low that we have here of 605. We retrace 61.8%, almost perfectly, indicating that, and we also have a perfect 3-wave move down here. So where wave C is almost exactly 100%. So pointing towards our correction being over here, and we're going up from here. And here we also have visually the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished. Question is the correction here done? It would have to be, as I mentioned yesterday, entries yesterday wouldn't have been bad. Today are also not bad. Stop loss can be at the low here at 831. And basically what we would expect is this here, that this is, okay, some things are crossing stuff. But now that alert for BNet is old, and the one for Novavax might be the one that our 5th wave is finishing. Yeah. So that this is our wave 1 now, wave 2, and we are now about to get our 3rd wave up. Again, I think it's not a bad time to enter, and we'll have to see how this goes now. Our prediction for Barnes & Noble Educational is unchanged, 1419 to 1977. So while short term, we would consider actually even 16 to 17, which would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get wave 5. Yeah, so we keep the Novavax, the Barnes & Noble Educational prediction unchanged. Yeah. Moving on, GameStop is having a slightly break-even day, or starting to the day. Oh God, like, yeah, that was not what I planned. Why is everything gone now? Yeah, so great. Yeah. I mean, the one thing in GameStop is that I'm not going to recreate everything today because I also still have a bunch of other things on the to-do list. So our prediction here is still midterm to cross at least the $30 mark. Short term, however, we still have to consider that it's possible that this here is not the end of the correction, in which case we might get another push down. We need to break the 25-24 mark to the top to have additional confirmation that we're indeed now in an upwards impulsive move. Until that happens, the scenario that takes us down to potentially $15, at least temporarily, is still on the table. So the prediction here is unchanged, that we cross the $30 mark. And since I still haven't figured out how to keep track of, or efficiently keep track of short-term and long-term predictions separately, we're just going to keep that prediction as it is. So $30 is what we're going to crush. Moving on to Grab, our Grab prediction is at 942 to 1088. Here we have to zoom out. Grab, we usually have a weekly chart. Assuming that this is wave 1, 2, or 1, 2 till here. Here we have a 5-wave impulse up. And now, while we are correcting those potential, so either the 5th wave here is finished and we're currently in a correction of this entire move here, or the 5th wave isn't finished and we go a little bit higher. Now, there is the option that this is just an A, B, C pattern, and after that we go down. If it is like that, then tough luck. I believe that we might have had the bottom here, and this is going to be the first 5-wave impulsive move upwards. That's why here we have our profit targets at 942 to 1088. Entries right now could have a stop loss at the low or 290. So it's like quite a relatively big risk compared to other potential entries. But still, yeah. Moving on to Immersion has no price targets for us right now because we just finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're basically waiting to see where exactly this correction finishes. I don't think that we're just correcting this move, which would be possible considering that this might be a free wave move that finishes as so often at 61.8%, but technically we would need to retrace this move here, and then I think we're not done yet with the correction. We're gonna, I don't know when I'll have the time, but we're gonna in the near future dive into that deeper to get a new prediction. So far it's playing out nicely. I mean, we have five waves here, correction down, 5 waves here. The bigger picture is a little bit tricky with immersion because, well, we have a clear 5-wave move and a correction down, and then 5-wave move and a correction down, and 5-wave and so on. We failed to make new highs after here, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see a little bit, or actually just label it again from the beginning, which will not happen in today's episode. Stupid mistake on my end to remove the... Do we have a... No, we only have that. So to remove the previous chart tab, yeah, anyway, we'll have to live with it. Intel up 5% today, doesn't really make much of a difference. Visually, this is A, B, and C likely finished now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible, or that's only what is our Intel forecast. Intel, we also don't have a prediction right now because we're waiting for the correction to finish. On the monthly chart, yeah. So no. Okay, Intel, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 5 might be finished here. Then we have 5 waves up. Then we have A, B, C. Then we reached our profit target here. And then we didn't have a prediction because we were waiting to get, we were waiting to get more candles on the chart because our profit target for the wave 4 target and for wave 5 happened in one go. So we are not yet sure. I would recommend, if you are feeling like what the heck I'm talking about here, check out yesterday's episode or the previous episodes where we actually have the additional retracement and expansions on the chart that help with clarifying all of that. It looks like we're now in the next 5 with impulse up. If that's the case, there are like 2 options. So roughly, either again, this is just a corrective move before we head further down, in which case, we would expect to reach the 2464 that we already hit here again, to 2748, potentially also a little higher, but those are is the common area, or the regular area that we reach in such cases. Or alternatively, Intel is actually doing a turnaround. This is going to be our wave 1, and we'll get our wave 1, 2, and now we're developing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to take us into the area of 36 to 39. Remains to be seen. So there is the chance that we only have limited upside and then we go further down, which means entries right now should be monitored closely. Stop loss should be at the low that we had at 2064. And if we get a clear sign for a turnaround, it might be worth then getting out and cutting losses early. However, on the other side, there is also the possibility that we have a decent upside here. We're going to move on here to cost. Cost is now, there we are still, that we can actually put on the chart. Yeah, that there was not much that we had there. And that was like this. Yeah. So here the big question is if the 50% retracement, the retracement here holds up, and this is actually the next impulsive move, or if we in the next couple of days or weeks will break down here to actually make this a bigger retracement pattern that takes us potentially to the 61.8 retracement. Gonna have to wait and see. NEO, we don't have a prediction there either at the moment because we had a good prediction that came true where we left or got out here, and now we are basically, from the looks of it, like I mentioned, it could have been that this correction is already hard. Yeah, we actually get a little bit more progress. If you check out the recent episodes, I mentioned that it could have, I'm going to zoom out here. Yeah, okay. So it could have been that our correction finishes here, but this here, I mentioned a couple of times that this here doesn't look like a clear free wave move, which made it possible, or which is the reason why I also pointed out that I think that might be, why I also pointed out that it's possible that we are looking at only wave A, wave B, and we have still wave C to come, which means sub-labeling this here would be very, very helpful to point towards the end of the correction. Looking at this right now, I think we might still get a little bit lower, so 61.8. Yeah, no prediction for costs. There will likely be no predictions for anything since I mistakenly deleted all the previous labeling, and we'll have to make our way through it from the beginning again, just to be certain. But I will point it out specifically, right, if there is some prediction for one of those, yeah. NEO, we have no prediction on the chart, but I think that so that NEO is right now at what, at 498, and I think it's not really worth writing down. I think we will, so no prediction for NEO, yeah. But I think we'll go down to 468 and consider then that maybe a potential turnaround point. We might also reach 435 as a turnaround point to finish this ABC move, considering that we're retracing 5 waves here. Yeah, so, and considering that basically we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then we should get a wave 5 up. Novavax broke the 844 mark that we mentioned. I'll have to clear the history now, which means we finally broke the point here, which points towards we finally finished the again, here we're also missing a lot of data now on the chart. Super frustrating and annoying, but not as frustrating as a US election. So what we're looking at is likely this here. I'm going to have to zoom out. So here we have potentially, I'm going to label this one. We have potentially wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and now wave 4 is going to finish potentially here. If we throw a retracement on wave 3, the area of wave 3, sorry, then we can see that overlaps relatively okay with the 61.8 retracement. So for Novavax, we don't have, we have it written down that we should go down to 808. Looking at this, I think we should go down actually to 808 or 772, but that would be short term. The long term outlook would be based on, so if we reach 772, for example, our long term outlook would look like this, that we should go up at least to 2606 or 5525. Now, I have call option that expired in January. If we are quick with reaching that point, those call options might still be salvageable. If this drags out a little bit, then, or if I'm wrong, then not. But thankfully, I didn't invest a lot of money there, so it's not the end of the world. Moving on, NVIDIA, we have our price targets at 150.79 to 162.17. We don't have the labeling on the chart right now, and I will not recreate it right now during the stream. You can check out yesterday's stream for more details, but again, NVIDIA, in my opinion, more upside to come. The high we had here, 144.50, and here we have 144.63, so we already made a new high here, which indicates that we potentially have the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to make our prediction actually come true. We don't need that. SMCI, there we have a prediction 1838 to 568. So as I pointed out, we have our wave 1, 2, 3 might be finished here. We can quickly, again, unfortunately I deleted everything from the chart. We're going to work on that maybe starting tomorrow to recreate things. So we have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're getting wave 5. So the target area for wave 5, as we can see, would be 1813 already. And then overall, we're expecting bigger retracements here, but that would then only be 1, 2, so that would only be on the basis of this one here. Where do we have an overlap? Might even see that fifth wave push down to 13. Again, that's rough. Please check out yesterday's episode and the previous episodes for the more detailed labeling, because right now everything's missing on the chart, and I just lack the time to label everything again from scratch right now. Quite frustrating. But on first glance, we would be looking at 1, 2, and then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which also would, let's try to narrow that down a little bit further. So that would be our wave 4. And Yeah, I think the area here, 1376, would be the next target here. So it's like, what, almost 50% drop from where we are right now. However, we should eventually get a corrective wave up. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we should get an ABC, so at least 3 corrective waves up. And then we should get another corrective push down, which brings us to our second profit target at 568. Yeah. So yeah, but no predictions here. We're going to relabel this. So check out yesterday's episodes for predictions. And we just move on for today, and which brings us to SPY. In SPY, we had a short negative prediction, so which obviously, let's see if it came true before we go up. So the point was that I thought that we would go down to 566.47, and we reached that's 69. Where do we have 66.47? Okay, so we fell a little bit short about what I thought. Okay, that was on the 4th, so okay, no, we didn't fall short. I actually was wrong in this case. So we already finished the correction here, which looks like an A, and then B should be till here. And then we have down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and probably within the 161.8. Yep. So, and then here right now, we're looking at the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So move upwards. Yeah. So was wrong in SPY. Gonna update or remove that from the prediction table for now. And brings us to NASDAQ. NASDAQ was also, yeah, wrong. We're gapping up hugely. Actually, I thought that we would have A, B, and we still would get wave C. So in the NASDAQ and in SPY, my predictions were wrong. I expected, or let's undo that real quick. So I expected we will go down to 19,730. We did not, so I really thought that this would turn out as A, B, and C. Yeah, we clearly gapped up hugely today. So yeah, can't always get it right. But yeah, that's the way it is. I think also, to be fair, like I'm really, as you can probably notice, I'm a little bit all over the place today, and deleting my previous labelings from all the charts in one go also didn't help matters right now. Yeah, so we call it a day here. Sorry if today's episode wasn't as insightful as previous episodes were. Yeah, I still have to digest the voting outcome in the US. I hope you all have a successful trading week or trading day. Obviously, I am on one hand happy that my portfolio is in the green today, but it probably would have been anyway. So yeah, and yeah, I wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and we'll see each other then tomorrow for another episode of Daily Market Mastery. Again, sorry for today's confusion and for mistakenly deleting all the forecasts, but it is what it is. We'll just have to, I have to just digest the election results, and then during the next couple of streams, we'll have to recreate the labelings for the assets that we are watching. Again, thanks for stopping by. I wish you all a pleasant rest of the day. Right to you in the Philippines, I wish a pleasant night, and then we'll all see each other tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.